Listen, because that's why he's doing and we're back with another episode of Major Minor Mobile Edition. Now, this should be the final episode if I'm able to get everything into this episode, because this is the last chapter, and it feels end of episode-esque. So, where we last left off, we, I guess, defeated Nami. Well, Valquez did. And they're both dead, but we're off against Nagi. And I don't know how that's going to go. But I think it's going to go good. So let's see how it goes. At an earlier time, and in a fit of panic, escapees from the Wafer's Tavern hid into the forest, fearing their lives. They fight to catch their breath.
PB, you need to calm down, alright? We did everything we could. It's a miracle that we survived.
Don't you dare tell me to calm down! Didn't you not see the same thing I just did? They killed my brother, thanks to you!
Aww. Fidget! I told him not to open the door. Fucking, he was so adorable. And they had to go and kill him? Fuck.
This wasn't my fault, PB. You didn't see what those two could do. It would have been useless to contest them. Please think about this rationally. I am upset, more than I have ever been, but I didn't want to add to the body count.
It wasn't your job to protect us, though! You've been doing it for years, Reddy! You can't just back down from it, fight!
PB, I know this is difficult for you, but we'd all be dead if we fought back. They have power like I've never seen. We need to be thankful we escaped. I hope Trish and Kaylin did too. But trust me, Fidget's not gone yet.
They skewered him right in front of us! I held him in my arms before we ran away! How can you say he's not gone?
PB fumes with anger, but this time it's justified.
Remember what Rio told us, PB. Taylor has the ability to fix all of this. Right now, we need to focus on survival. This will all blow over soon enough, and we'll get to see everybody again. Not just Fidget, but your mother too.
Do you really believe that, Reddy?
Yes, with all my heart. I know that Taylor can do this.
You're lying! You said we need to focus on survival, but then you said death is relevant, especially if Taylor can arrest it. That's why I don't believe you. That's why I think Fidget is really gone. You fear death. You don't want to die. You don't truly believe in Taylor. You don't truly believe in Rio's words. This is the part that you know the truth.
Artie clenches his fist, unsure of what to say.
You're holding on to false hope, just like Fidget's been doing for years. I miss him, Roddy. I miss him so much. And it's all your fault.
PB leaps towards Riley, presumably to attack, but instead, he cries and hugs his friend. A fountain of tears runs down his face.
I want him back.
Riley embraces PB and starts to cry as well, shedding his first tear since the Exodus project. Damn. You and Nami killed Fidget, and you want me to go with you? No. When I open my eyes, I'm confused by what I see. There's also a weird sensation in the back of my mind. For some reason, I think I see Riley and PB, but in front of me is actually a rusty hangar bay. I shake my head in an attempt to gain clarity. After a few moments, I notice Nagi approach me. Were Riley and PB in some sort of danger? If that was the case, I'm sure Nagi would know.
I'm sorry for the mess, Taylor. This room doesn't get much use. I promise the rest of the ship is clean.
Ship? Rest of the ship? What does he mean by that?
This is my home, the Terminus, the flagship vessel built by the Federation, seized with force by my own hand. But please, follow me, Taylor. This room doesn't benefit our conversation. It's merely an organic landing pad.
Organic landing pad?
Yes, it's able to transfer living beings, even if they are nowhere near the ship. As you can see, we don't get much company.
He laughs, clearly a jab at the dilapidated room. I understand, though. It's like getting beamed up. Beam me up, Scotty! No? Okay. He must have transferred us both from Terra's surface.
I think you'll find this place beautiful. First impressions can be a damning thing. You must have thought I was ugly at first.
Without even saying so, he starts to leave the room. I have no choice but to follow him with hesitation. I grip my new sword, ready to use it at any time, because he could be leading me into a trap of my death. I don't quite understand. Help me, Rio! But when we exit, I see that it truly is beautiful. Whoa. Not beautiful. High tech. That's what the word you're looking for. Everything is pristine. It's glossy and white. Several computer monitors display incomprehensible data. This technology is so advanced. I can barely grasp it. The Federation must be eons ahead of Earth and Terra. I stare in awe as I walk towards Nagi. He's walking fast, and I don't want to get lost. I have to run to catch up, as his stride is much longer.
I'm taking you to the bridge. I thought it would be more fitting. No doubt you have a lot of questions. I heard what Father told you, but there's a lot more to it than that. Stories are rarely ever one-sided.
We turn a few corners, and I do my best to catch up. Nagi's demeanor is extremely different than I knew. I have some fright within me, from our last meeting, as part of me fears that he might make a sudden move. Yeah, so I better be extra precautious.
But I don't blame you, Exodus. Wait, is it okay if I call you that? I think it fits you better, to be honest. Father got to you first. It's a shame. Him and his people make a big impression. You're attached and less open-minded.
I have flashbacks to the first time I visited Terra. Riley got to Keela, India and Conrad got to me. At the time, we sided with opposite parties. I even thought about this correlation in my mind. But it couldn't be as simple as that. It implies there is no good or evil at play. Nagi attacked the Federation. He admitted this. And to top it all off, he tried to kill me. Just a little cherry on the ice cream of sour evil. Thanks, Nagi.
I have a reason for everything I've done. You sat through Father's story, Exodus. I hope you can do the same for mine. We're almost to the bridge. It won't be much longer now. We can end this without violence. As long as you join me.
Never!
So be it. Yeah. Nagi. You missed, dumbass. Ow.
Easy. Sleight of hand. I don't know, okay? We turn a few more corners, and I see a large door. It's likely the entrance to the bridge of the ship. Nagi keeps walking, and it opens upon his approach. I quickly enter after him, hoping it doesn't close. I knew one thing for sure. This was where it ended. You have reached the point of no return. You will no longer have the ability to save. Many scenes will start playing out in sequence. And sure, you have enough time to watch the finale. So this is truly the end. Oh boy. Hopefully I can do this in one episode. I mean, I recorded the last episode over the amount of time I was supposed to, so I think I could do it with this, maybe. As soon as I enter, I see Nagi standing at the terminal. I don't know what he's doing, but he sure does. Okay. His fingers tap away at the touchscreen with expertise. After a moment, the window seems to open. Actually, they fade into transparency. I'm welcome to the void of space. An absolute black. It's littered with less stars than I expected.
It's kinda beautiful, isn't it? This is the edge of your reality plane. You can see outside, but that's it. You don't have the technology to escape, nor the ability to see this far. Hopefully I don't have to do his voice any longer from this point on, because my throat is starting to hurt. You're the first Earthling to witness this.
Earthling and Terran, thank you very much, because I am the Exodus Project. So, you're wrong. I'm the first Earthling and Terran. Actually, no. No, you're right. Because you're a Terran as well, technically. Never mind.
All of those stars, just out of reach. They're the Federation's core worlds, but what you're seeing is only memory. They're so far away. This isn't accurate. That light is millions of years old. We've long since destroyed these worlds. Honestly, I'm a little conflicted. From here, they look amazing. But you can see their flaws up close. If I could only see them like this, I never would have destroyed them. They'd still glisten like this today. But every candle dims into nothingness, and there is also beauty in the darkness, something that most people hate to admit.
He rests his hand against the window and snickers. I guess he's overtaken by nostalgia at this sight. What the universe looked like before his onslaught. Then, a moment later, he turns to me and smiles.
I wish I could show you the darkness. Light is not as pure as people think. Those worlds shine with indecency.
He takes slow steps towards me. I want to ready my blade, but I don't. I sense sorrow and regret in his words. He wasn't going to attack me. I could tell.
I hate thinking about the past. It stirs my rage within my soul. But do you share the same rage as me?
I don't quite frankly know what your rage ensures or is brought on from. So, no, not really.
We were supposed to create a perfect world. But it wouldn't really be our world. It'd be handed over to the Federation. And what would happen to us after that? We'd likely get discarded, thrown away. We had no purpose other than to listen. At first, we didn't know that. We happily made Earth to be perfect. We believed it was our will to do so. But free will did not exist for us. We were only doing what we were told to, even if we didn't know it at the time. We got curious about our future. That is when we confronted Father. He told us the truth about everything. We lashed out at him in rage. We should have been free to live our lives, but instead, he created us as slaves. He didn't deserve to live in peace. That is why we performed our ritual. We cursed Earth with all manner of loss, death, disease, famine, you name it. He'd slowly watch his mission crumble. His scepter would always be out of reach. Nami and myself were able to break free, but we promised that one day we'd return. We'd kill him when his will was broken. That is when we embarked on our mission. We'd find the leader of the Federation, and we'd kill them, breaking all shackles. They'd never be able to do this again. Condemn worlds to their servitude. The reality plane should have been free. The core worlds were the first thing we saw. They were in worse shape than we thought, much more pathetic than Father let on. We touched down on one as soon as we could, but we were instantly greeted with violence. It was unfortunate, but we fought back. That's when we found out the truth. Our weapons were plagued as well, likely from the same ritual on Earth. As we killed them, we grew stronger. We could convert life into raw energy. Suddenly, our goal became more realistic. We began traversing all of these worlds, and we saw the Federation's true nature.
They could barely sustain their own people. Their need for new energy was apparent, but none of these planes were successful. The Federation was living its final days. You might think that we're monsters, but our harvesting was a display of mercy. These people were suffering so much. We used their energy in a righteous manner by destroying the Federation entirely. No more worlds would suffer because of them. As we harvested, we interrogated. We learned where the Federation was run, and about its leader, the Imperator. I'm sorry I don't know how to pronounce that. We knew where we had to go, the world that the Imperator called home. Only there could we end the Federation. But we saved it for last. Exodus. We wanted the Imperator to suffer too, much like Father would be at the same time. He'd see his Federation fall apart, and when he lost all hope, he'd die. Then the universe would truly be free. Our journey finally led us to the homeworld. We were all powerful, completely invisible. Sure enough, this world was our paradise. They weren't suffering like other worlds. The Imperator obviously did this on purpose, ensuring that he was able to live happily. We met with him and had a long talk. He stood by his morals to the very end. These experiments were for the greater good. He was Silvo, which was unexpected. His experiments led to so much suffering. He was the biggest mass murderer in history. Therefore, his end was very fitting. We killed him, but showed him no mercy. He was destroyed by his own experiments. We should have been satisfied, but weren't. There was something else we had to do. That's when we discovered the Terminus. The Federation knew that they were dying, so they no longer sat around waiting. They built a ship capable of reality travel. They wanted to visit their reality planes, rather than waiting for them to break free. We seized the ship without hesitation. That's when we realized what to do next. The Imperator was not the true creator. Something or someone made the Imperator. The Federation didn't spawn from nothing. This entire universe was likely created. But what would hold such power? We needed to continue our harvest, but now we could visit the reality planes. We were no longer limited to core worlds.
I'm sorry if his voice is changing a little bit here and there. My throat is really hurting to do this. So if his voice doesn't sound the same during this whole conversation, I'm sorry. I'm really trying. It's just my throat is really hurting doing this. But I'm trying.
The power we could gather was infinite, but we needed every bit of it. We'd be breaking out of the universe. Reality planes were nothing to us anymore, and the Federation was insignificant. There was an even greater target out there, so we did what we've been doing forever. We started harvesting the reality planes. Our power grew with each successful harvest. That's when Terra piqued our interest. There seemed to be a massive power present, and not only that, it was rapidly growing. The temptation to harvest Terra was huge, but we decided to save it for last as well. We let the power grow as long as we could. And grow you did, Exodus. Nami and I harvested the universe, but somehow your power rivaled that. It would definitely be enough to break free. That's when we decided to come to Terra. Nami was driven by her lust to kill father. And who was I to get in her way? She had a desire that was truly her own. She wasn't acting under any influence. So I let her do it, even if she died. Her final act would be her own choice. There is nothing more beautiful than that. I promised I would achieve our goal. That's why we destroyed the tavern. There'd be no need of it anymore. It was symbolic of Father's failure, his hopes to see a connected universe. We had fun razing it to the ground.
So you just admitted to destroying the tavern. I mean, I already knew that, but I don't think Taylor did. So, I think Taylor's pissed now. I would be.
And that brings us to where we stand. On the cups of a universal revolution. I want to find the all-creator, Exodus. Even if I do travel forever, even if a million universes get in my way, I will find them and destroy them.
Not if I have anything to do about it!
I'll use their power to start over again. A new beginning for all of existence without the suffering I've witnessed. This is what I was truly made to do. I wasn't meant to make a perfect world. I was meant to make universes of perfection. And you can help me, Exodus. Your power is vast and infinite. You don't need to follow Father's orders. His dream is less than ideal. His universe will be overpopulated. It would suffer in the exact same way. He'd have you undo all of my harvesting, bring back every world and every life. But that's not such a good thing. They lived a horrifying existence, and some of those people were truly evil. The Imperator was living proof of that. Everything would be connected, sure, but would it truly be harmonious? I don't think that's the case, Exodus. There are worse people than me out there. Father would give them free reign, all in the name of a connected universe. That's why we destroyed the tavern. There's another way to handle this. Something that works for both of us. Lend me your energy, Exodus. I'll use it to leave this universe, but I'll close off Earth and Terra. Whatever I do won't affect you. These worlds will live just as they have, but we'll destroy the Ark completely. The worlds will be independent. There will be no more give and take. Terra can be a world of its own. It won't be connected to Earth anymore. Therefore, no more immigration. This will solve all of Terra's problems. Death will be permanent. Terra will be free. It won't exist solely to hold the energy. You can give the citizens true freedom.
This is so much to take in. I have to stop and think. So Nagi ended up destroying the entire Federation, but it was suffering, so he saw it as mercy. Now he wants to see who created this universe. The only way he can break out is with all of our power. The universe held in the blades and my energy. But his offering to leave Earth and Terra unharmed, only if I can give up all of Vasquez's ideals. I've seen life on Terra, though. It's not good. Was the rest of the universe truly that bad? Would I be releasing as much suffering as he said? It seems that now, this is a battle of pure ideals. On one hand, I could guarantee Earth and Terra's safety. If we closed ourselves off, there'd be no risk at all. A connected universe was risky, but the reward, great. It would also give us an opportunity to advance. There was no way I could decide this on my own, and I'd have to defeat Nagi to continue the universe. Otherwise, we'd admit a defeat of our own and hide. We'd live quietly, never knowing what could have been. I can see Nagi tremble with unease. I think he expected me to give in to his speech. but there are so many voices in my head, I can't. This is too unclear, too cloudy to pass judgment.
I understand what's going on. The souls inside you are conflicted once more. They don't know what action to take, right?
I nod and tell him I'm sorry. I need lots of time to think about this.
It doesn't need to come to that, Exodus. I have a better way to decide everything. A way to let our true selves decide.
Kill me? Is that your option? Kill me and release the power? He turns his back to me and returns to the terminal. I see him typing away at it, much harder than before. I sense that he's trying to hide some frustration. Did they really expect to convince me so easily? After a while, he turns back toward me. The ship starts to move, pushing me back violently. I almost fall down, but grab onto a terminal. As this happens, Nagi gives me an evil smirk. An evil smirk that I don't like.
I've learned one thing during our harvest. People are most open before their death. It's when we put things in perspective. You can learn a lot about another person, especially with a blade in their neck. So tell me, what do you truly want?
He flourishes his blade and holds it out towards me. I instinctively do the same in turn, facing him. The ship is moving, our destination unknown to me. Nagi keeps that evil grin on his face, ready to kill, which I don't like.
Our destination is Terra, a crash course. In fact, we'll hit the castle directly. The fallout will obliterate everything. Let the blade speak of your resolve. If you can defeat me, then very well. You will make Father's dream a reality. But if you don't defeat me in time, we'll crash and you'll die. Then I can use your power for myself.
But won't you die as well? He lunges towards me and attempts to strike me down. I meet his sword halfway, locking both of us in place. I gaze into his eyes. It seems we're of equal strength. The blades stay in deadlock, not choosing sides. There's a part of me that wants to defeat him. As it detects this desire, the gear on my blade spins. It gives me extra strength, and I finally overpower him. But he dodges with ease, moving to the side. After a moment, he attacks once more in full force. I brace myself and hold out my blade in defense. When our swords clash, a white light flashes before us. Likely this is a reaction to my spinning gear.
Oh no! The energy is escaping! These blades were not meant to clash. Exodus, tame your gear immediately!
I don't listen to him, and I attack again. I needed this boost if I wanted to win. A white light flashes as I clash another time. But when it fades, I notice new stars glistening. A celestial light show being born from the blade. Worlds long since harvested, finding new life.
Don't be foolish! You'll undo all of our work. Then neither of us can achieve anything.
He starts to take a defensive stance. He was afraid of our swords connecting further. He dodges my attacks smoothly and with ease. I never thought such a man would display grace. A part of me wants to stop the gear, but I don't, now that I've tasted its power. Tangy. It's all I need. Perhaps this is what Nagi felt as he used it as well. He continues to evade, so I'll need to switch things up. Flames start to engulf the windows of the bridge. We must be breaking into the Terran atmosphere. The ship shakes. I could use this turbulence. Perhaps I'll be able to throw him off guard.
Only a few minutes left, Exodus. I can dodge whatever you throw at me. There's no way you can win anymore.
His baiting works, and I attack full force, but this time I do my best to trick him. In the middle of a slash, I lose my balance. He thinks the shaking of the ship overtook me, but he was the one who got caught off guard. He tries using my momentary confusion to attack me, but like he did before, I dodge him with ease. I turn around and drive the sword through his back. Hell yeah. You deserve this, Nagi. You deserve it for all the pain and misery you've caused everyone. Your ideals of a perfect world remind me a lot of Thanos. I mean, that's a way to think of it, but that's not the moral way to think of it. So, you need to be stopped. He lets out a grunt and falls to his knees. He remains there, panting heavily. The floor fills with his blood. Pitch black. He bows his head down, as if admitting defeat. I take a few steps back, my blade left inside of him. The puddle of blood on the floor grows in size. I watch on in awe, expecting him to pass out, but then,
Yeah. Congratulations, Exodus. You've done it. You've proven how stupid you truly are.
I figured as much. He laughs as he rises to his feet. It was all an act. He reaches behind himself and pulls out my blade. Now he has both swords, and he wasn't even hurt. For a moment, I regret underestimating him.
We aren't so quick to hurt, Exodus. We are both born from world stones. I'm surprised you thought it was over, but now I hold both blades. Infinite power courses through my veins. There's no way you can hope to win this.
He walks towards me, and I retreat in fright. But eventually, my back hits a wall. This is exactly like the ballroom incident. I look around in panic, trying to find a way out.
No one can save you now. In fact, why should I even wait? I can unleash your power right now.
A few more steps, and he's right in front of me. I know there's no use trying to run. I tried the same thing back when Indy died, but this time, I wouldn't get sick back by Rio. Wait a sec. Acheron. He's part of the Ark. And Rio's been teaching him. Couldn't he help?
I often wonder if there was an afterlife. On the off chance that there is, give Father my regards when you see him.
And with that, he plunges both blades inside of me. I scream as I am pinned to the wall of the terminus. My vision falters, and I look out the bridge window. The Terran serpent grows bigger with each second.
That's the world that wanted your help. You could have saved them, you know. I gave you a perfectly valid option. But instead, you chose to fight me. You chose a battle you knew you'd lose. And they will all suffer for it. Look at those beautiful forests, Exodus. It's the last time you'll ever see them. Or a Terran, for that matter. Souls will continue to travel here, but they will find only hell. Engulfed in fire, burning for eternity.
He pushes the blade deeper and makes the gears spin. I can feel my essence straining faster than ever before. He was right. I could have agreed with him back then, but now, my last moments alive will be full of regrets. My vision slowly starts to fade. It seems he'll activate our power at the last second. At the moment of impact, he'd leave this universe. I'd die, and everyone on Terra would suffer forever. I was waiting for the fade to black. But just like the ballroom, it wasn't over yet. However, instead of fear, these events bring hope. Not so fast, Nagi. Hey. I figured you could help. Took you long enough. He quickly turns to address the intruder. He's caught off guard, as they've never met. But it's good to see a familiar face after this, as a part of me knows exactly what will happen next. Acheron, do it now. While Nagi is confused, Ryo makes his move. He dashes towards me and pulls out one of the swords. Then he returns to the center of the bridge, smirking. He points to the blade at Nagi, completely determined. I figured you two would come here. Took you long enough. But thank you guys. So, we finally meet. Vasquez Creations. Together at last. He sure screwed up the first time around.
You're the other one then. You foiled my plans in the ballroom. Brother, do you have a death wish?
Nagi turns towards me and he tries to take the second blade. But before he can get to me, he stops.
Going somewhere?
Hell yeah! Took you guys long enough! But thank you guys. Akron quickly removes the other blade. I fall to the ground in a puddle of my own blood. But they both have swords, free to kill Nagi. They stand there, pointing both towards him.
You two, explain yourselves. I demand you tell me what's going on.
Like you did to all the others you killed. Don't make me laugh. You don't deserve this. Today, we erase a scourge from the universe.
Ryo lunges forward, stabbing Nagi straight through. The larger man stumbles back, groaning in pain.
Akron, let's end this. Destroy the cause of so much suffering, and give a brighter future to everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You know, I thought I won the battle, but now I know. This is truly the end. He follows after Ryo and stabs Nagi as well. They both look at each other and give a firm nod. They activate the gears, and Nagi screams in agony. That's what I should have done. I should have activated the gear when it was in him. I'm dumb.
You fools! You can't defeat me! I am the embodiment of death, a force more powerful than anything!
But Nami died. So why can't you? Akron simply laughs.
And I am the embodiment of life. For the first time, it has prevailed. A new force will govern the universe.
A white light engulfs everything. I can't see, but I can feel energy, and then a lack of it. Almost as if Nagi was now a part of their blades. Had they truly defeated the man who created Earth? I bring myself to my feet, and my knees tremble. I call out to Ryo and Akron, hoping they're alive. Perhaps their energy was put into the blades as well. Oh. Oh, good, no. Oh, I thought they were in the blades as well. Woo! But when the light subsides, I can see that's not the case. They both turn and face me, wearing huge smiles. They had teamed up and done the unthinkable. They destroyed Nagi, ended his twisted journey.
It's not over yet, Taylor. It's time to unleash your power, Akron, just like we practice.
They turn and point both swords at me. But I sense no hostility within him. I do. I kinda do. It was finally time to bring this to an end. I live out the purpose I was created for. But would I have enough power to carry out my goal? Either way, I had to do something, and fast. As soon as suspension ended, Terra would suffer.
I'll do this for everyone's freedom. No one will get stuck in a cycle of despair.
He stabs me with his blade, and I feel the surge of power.
And I'll do this for everyone's happiness. No more will death triumph over life.
Akron follows suit, plunging his sword within me.
Here, with the ability to change history,
will bring about a hopeful future.
Sailor, we believe in you.
I thought there was a different way to do this, but okay, wish me luck! They push the blades in deeper, but it doesn't hurt. Instead, I feel power like I never felt before. It was time to change history and make things better. I looked deep inside, finding out how much power I had. With all of it, I'd create the best possible reality. But how much power did I have? What could I do? This was accumulation of every action I ever took. All of your choices have led to this. Wait. What I've done in this whole game led to Terra and Earth being closed off by every other universe. So we can't have the possibility of a better, more intellectual and technological filled future? No? I did the stupid thing and closed off Terra and Earth. I mean, I get it, everyone's safe, but the possibility of so much greater information. Okay. I could feel the power within me, but it wasn't enough. At least, not enough to achieve Valquez's goal. Perhaps it was because I unleashed while I fought, or perhaps I didn't have enough to begin with. However, I wouldn't deny them of their request. I could still change reality for the better, and Nagi wasn't too far off with his idea. In fact, it followed after Lord Plierre's ideals. I nodded them, as they pled for a better reality. The gears spin, and everything fades to white. I close my eyes, embracing what's to come. Well, shit. I knew that my journey had finally come to an end, and I also knew that I'd never open my eyes again. But when they did, they'd see the future I created. A future built on the foundation of loss and suffering. But a future that would never experience that again. I didn't have enough power to bring back the dead. Damn it. Damn it! But I'd shape a reality that could bring everyone joy. They would never know the truth of what happened. The same lost souls that made this dream a reality. I would be among them, as I knew the truth. My sacrifice in suspension meant I'd be forgotten. Damn it. Ooh, epilogue. But, damn it, man. I feel like that's not the happy ending. That's not the true ending. I feel like the true ending would... Well, I don't know. I'm not the creator of this game, but I don't feel like this is the best ending. I mean, everyone's safe, but everyone else is dead. I mean, and staying dead. That didn't deserve to die. I don't know. After everything subsides, Roddy and PB head home. But only the raised ruins of the tavern greet them. It wouldn't be long until they noticed what happened. Immigration subsided. Tara would get no more visitors.
Roddy, I can't believe this. It's almost like it was never even here. I'm sorry. You were right about that woman.
There's no need to apologize, PB. I have a feeling her reign is over. No one will have to suffer like this again.
PB takes slow steps through the rubble of his home. He kneels down and picks up some broken glass.
It's still a little hard to believe. She destroyed almost everything inside.
PB laughs as tears stream down his face. He holds the piece of glass close to his heart.
No, not everything, Roddy. This is one of Fidget's doings. Only he could be this clumsy.
Roddy approaches PB, inspecting the broken glass. They share a laugh, finding momentary happiness. Nagi was wiped from the annals of history that day. Only Nami remained known for what she had done. But so too would the child of Exodus be forgotten. The citizens of Terra thanked Vasquez instead. The Immortal King's reign had indeed come to an end, but he left in his wake a world of joy for all.
It shouldn't take too long to rebuild. I mean, I did it the first time around, and I'm a lot bigger than I was back then.
No, I say there's no need, Roddy. It's time to turn another page. Perhaps I can finally move on now.
They'd stand together in the rubble of their home. Beaver was right. They had to bring about change. In that moment, Roddy sets his eyes on the throne, but PB sets his eyes far, far away, into the unknown. And with Vasquez gone, Terra was in disarray. Roddy immediately ventured to the castle. Amongst his findings was Vasquez's journal, a chronicle of his life, ending with one decree.
Wait, say that again, Dusk? I might have heard correctly.
I'm afraid you did, my lord. I feel like it's time to move elsewhere, but don't worry, I won't be out of reach. Vasquez wished for Roddy to be his successor, a lot of responsibility, but he accepted eagerly. He always had his exceptions with Vasquez's rule, but now it was time to lead Terra in another direction. The decree may have been dated from their past. Riding Vasquez used to be great friends, but a royal decree must always be honored. And so, Terra found its second king. But a change in power brought about other changes, including the departure of Dus, Vasquez's advisor. Righty's rule would be different in so many ways.
I have to say, I'm a little shocked, but not everything can stay the same. I wish you all the best, I truly do.
It means more than you know, my lord. Please accept my peaceful resignation, and may your reign be ever prosperous. He bows before leaving the throne room. It was the final time he'd set foot inside. Dusk wasn't the only man who felt it was time to leave. There were others who didn't fit into Righty's rule. However, this gave them the opportunity to grow. Conrad! Oh. So what, you're leaving for good? PB, isn't that kind of a hasty decision?
I feel like I've always wanted to, but I think time me down, you know?
Actually, when you say it like that, I know exactly what you're talking about. So do you have any ideas of where you're going?
Not really, but that's the glory of it. There's so much uncharted territory here. Lots to see, even more to map out.
You are cartographer?
How could it be?
I taught Fisher how to draw, you know. And look how that turned out.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Calm down, little guy. I just meant maybe you could use help. I'm not sure what I should do next either. Does that sound like something we could do? You might need some second opinions. Or at least someone who could protect you.
Yeah, but I don't have any money.
So don't come expecting a huge paycheck. That's okay. It's not money I want anymore. Besides, maps could help future generations. I'd love to be tied to something I like.
Very well.
I want to do tomorrow. Do you think we could be up super early? Yeah, I can do that. Conrad lets out a slight laugh at the situation.
Wait, what's so funny now?
Nothing. Just kind of interesting. We'll be real wayfarers now. Aw. So sweet. While some left Righty's side, others flocked to it. He created a network of trusted friends by his side. This way, he knew that he could trust those around him. Hey, Caitlin!
Wait, could you say that again?
I want you to be my advisor, Kaylin. We've been through thick and thin. I know I can trust you with anything. Besides, I know how strong you are. You protect me, and I'll protect you. No one can survive alone on Terra.
A royal advisor, huh? Can you put up with my attitude?
Honestly, I find it endearing. Good to hear after a long day of work. You tell it like it is, Caitlin. That's something I need.
Well, when you put it like that, I don't think I can turn you down. Do I get my own wing of the castle?
Righty laughs and shakes his head at Kaylin.
I don't even get my own wing. I just get this little room here. But honestly, it's all I need.
Alright, the rich throne is mine.
Now there's something we can negotiate. Which one would you like, my friend?
Oh. Well, now that I'm seeing this, it might not have turned great for people that didn't deserve to die. But at least now, everyone's happy. From what I can see. So maybe this is really the best ending. Not sure. The structure of Terran royalty continued to change. While some left the castle, others arrived. But no matter what, they had all one thing in common. They were all taking life in a new direction.
I guess that's all of it. I never thought to live to see this day. The Immortal King sounded rather final.
No one is really immortal, Dusk. There's always some sort of catch. It was his time to go, that's all.
I guess you're right, Sam. And now it's our time to go. Do you think you can carry that?
It's just a box.
Alright. Just don't want you carrying too much. And you're sure you know where you're going.
Please stop coddling me, Dusk. You may have been my boss, but not anymore. You left the king. I'm just helping.
Sam walks away, carrying Dusk's belongings, but as she leaves, someone else enters, a confused look on her face as she seeks the king.
Oh, hello there. Can you help me? I'm looking for the throne room. Do you know where that might be?
Mom, you asked the perfect man. That place was like a second home to me. Up the stairs to the double doors. May I ask what you're here for?
Well, I used to work at the Wafer, but it's definitely out of commission. Righty called me here to help out.
That's awfully nice of him. Vasquez wasn't always so generous. Righty sounds like a fine ruler.
Oh, absolutely. I've known him forever. Terra will change for the better.
And change it did. Righty went on to be loved by all Terrans. His rule was just and allowed freedom. The people were no longer subject to aged ideals. With the economy stable, he looked to expansion. Terra spread, and many cities and towns were founded. All of these were able to govern autonomously. Elected ambassadors ruled them and reported to Righty. Within reason, they could give into people's desires. Hey, you! After several years, Lord Plier returned. He reported that he was a new man, ready to atone. No longer under Riley's grasp, he ran for office. In the end, he was elected as the ambassador of Riley. His dream of a closed-off Terra had finally come true. Immigration no longer plagued this beautiful world. The population became more stable, free of famine. Riley became a happy hamlet, and Plier became loved. Dusk and Sam ended up as work partners once more. Founding an academy, they taught children their past. They deserved to know more about Terra's past. More importantly, the lesson of the immortal king. What about me? Their academy started as infinite cycle of knowledge. When they died, the children would take their place. They'd pass this knowledge down, and would repeat. This ensured that nobody would ever forget the past. Trish had no choice but to leave the Wafers behind. Both PB and Fidget were no longer in the picture. Accepting Riley's offer, she worked in the castle. The rest of her life was spent perfecting her art. And over the course of several years, she did. Terrans would travel far to see her concoctions. She brought an influx of tourism to Riley's castle. But unlike Vasquez, his gates were always open. Riley ruled Terra for a very long time. But if Vasquez didn't rule forever, neither could he. One fateful night, he passed away peacefully in his slumber, leaving behind an expanded and fully united Terra. He was remembered as the greatest ruler they ever had. People traveled the world over to pay him respects. Dusk and Sam Academy had a new lesson to teach, a story of how Terra truly became a paradise. What about Earth? And how are you still alive? It was decreed that Kaylin would rule in his stead. Assuming kingship, he ensured Righty's legacy lived on. I'm surprised you're still alive if Righty's dead. But unless he died... No, he died in his sleep. So, peacefully. That means he would have been pretty old. So that means you're pretty old. How are you alive? I mean, I'm not complaining, but how are you alive? He would keep Terra connected and united for eternity. His job was to maintain what Righty worked to create. Hey! Wait, if you're here, where's Conrad? One day, PB finally returned from his journey. He carried maps, depicting every corner of Terra. He named his discoveries after his fallen comrades. Oh. And gave Kaylin his new ideas for continued expansion. He was older, more grizzled than before. Conrad didn't return, and he was silent on this matter. But the skills of the assassin were imparted to him. Becoming Kaylin's advisor, they ruled into old age. Expansion continued and spread around the world. Vasquez would have been proud of this new Terra. It was all connected, but on a much smaller scale, and it flourished for the rest of existence. Huh. What about Earth, though? I'm a bit confused. What's happening on Earth? Earth, however, would remain unchanged. I figured as much. After exiting the bunker, everyone regrouped. Heading back to Tokyo, they continued their plans. The world tour and the memorial would go on. Singe and Inumi returned to the convention center. It was a big ordeal, but they couldn't lose time. The launch of the world tour still needed to happen. In fact, Daz and Shock would be pushing overtime. Hey Singe, you sure we'll be okay? I don't want to be scared anymore. I've been having nightmares lately.
Inumi, everything will be fine. I'm sorry for lying to everybody, but Acheron had a plan all along.
You know it, Max.
Yes, Acheron told me a long time ago. I'm sorry that things had to be like this, but otherwise, all of us would be dead.
I think I understand.
If not, you will someday. You can't always win unconditionally. There will be losses on the road of life.
I just wish it didn't have to be bra.
Trust me, I feel the same way. It would take a lot to push through this. I can't even imagine what Daz is feeling.
It's all because of Maxine Armstrong. I heard someone say they'd execute her. She probably deserved that, right, Singe?
I can't say for sure, Inumi. The world doors are justice in strange ways. You can see that after all that's happened.
I guess. But you know what that means? The punishment should fit the crime. Yeah, some places in the world have it like that, so yeah. Yeah. While some wanted vengeance, others wanted remembrance, to honor the fallen, instead of avenging them. Daz and Shuck put all of their heart into rehearsals. It would be their one chance to shine on their own.
I'm not sure about these lyrics, Daz. Don't they seem a little sappy to you? I'll be yours. What's up with that?
It's a memorial, Shock. It's not for us. Other people will find meaning in them. We just have to sing them with emotion. Besides, my solo isn't any better. You're calling out duet sappy? Wait until you hear my performance.
I'll take your word for it. I'm really starting to feel the pressure. So many people will be here for Clace.
This isn't about Clace. Never was. We're singing for every single loss. Past, present, and future, Shock. We'll tap into everyone's emotion. Invoke memories deep inside of them. Even memories they may have forgotten.
I guess you're right. But I'm still singing for Rocker and Clace. And maybe some people in my past. To that end, I don't want to screw up. If they're watching, I want them happy. They deserve to smile through all of this.
And you said the lyrics were sappy. You should hear yourself right now, Shock.
He chuckles, and they go on to share a laugh. They practice deep into the night for their big duet. This would be the start of the rest of their careers. What happened tonight would dictate their futures. Oh. The world became curious of the happenings in Tokyo. Murders, explosions, arrests, it was interesting. Luckily, a local expert had all this covered. Oh, hell yeah.
Fukumoto here, live from Tokyo. What a turn of events we have, folks. Instead of protecting us, she's killed. That's right, Maxine Armstrong. I reported her arrival just the other day. It turns out she had sinister intentions. But her reign of terror is at an end. I have exclusive news for all of you. Late last night, she was arrested. That's right, folks, she was arrested. Like the scene out of the movie, I swear. Citizens co-coordinated her confession. After that, police delivered justice. But it wasn't just any citizens. Their names were Singe and Acheron. One of them was Max's brother. The other was Clace's tour manager, both directly affected by her killings. That's what I call poetry, people. But her reach extended far further. How many people did her actions affect? How far would these ripples have spread? I don't think we'll ever truly know.
I don't think so either, but hey, everyone else is happy now. No one's dying, I think. While everyone gathered, some were heading home. Not by their own will, but by the will of others. Jade escorted Keela to the train station that day, but he was given a generous check before departing. Are you sure about this, Jade? I thought his name was Eddie. But they don't know about that, so never mind. That's a lot of money, you know. I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Singe's orders, Keela. Nothing I can do about it. I mean, I'd gladly take some.
Hey, no way! It takes a moment before he realizes she was joking. Actually, that was a pretty good one. I have to give you props for that, Jade.
Thanks, Keela. It means a lot. I have to honor my teacher after all. If only he could be here to see you off.
Yeah, I really wish he could. I mean, we did have our differences, but Rook was a solid guy. He really was. What are you gonna do now?
I hadn't thought that far ahead, but I know it's time for a change. Maybe I could be a teacher of sorts. Definitely not humor, though. I'm smart in a lot of weird areas. Maybe I can pass that knowledge on.
That's a pretty good idea.
How about you, Keela?
Honestly, I have no idea. I might think about it on the train ride. It's how all this started, after all. Only fitting that it ends that way. Plus, I have a lot of time to waste. If only I had some company to tag along. I mean, Jade, if you're up for it. The train pulls up, and the door slowly opens.
I wish I could come with you, Keela. But you have all of my information, right? Let me know when you get home safely. Maybe we'll both be less clueless then.
Sounds like a good idea. Maybe I can come back for Rook's funeral. I feel like I should be present for that. Jade nods as Keela gets on the train. After a moment, it starts driving away. Though apart, it would still remain together. If not in person, then in the memories they held.
Please do. Like I asked.
Aww. Man. Later that day, Jade tendered her resignation. It was time for her to move on to something different. She mourned over the loss of Rook for a long time, but part of moving on would be leaving the industry.
I'm sorry to hear that, Jade. I hoped we could be partners for years, but I understand doing what's necessary.
I'm grateful for your understanding, and please don't assume I'm ditching you. I'd very much like to stay in contact.
Of course. I'd enjoy that as well. Have you thought about what you'll do? Honestly, I couldn't live without my work.
No, I'm gonna play it all by ear. Besides, a little freedom may help. If I need a counsel, I'll come to you.
Absolutely. But don't leave just yet. You have a concert to attend to, you know. I hope you plan to come and join us.
I'll definitely be there, Singe. I mean, it's a memorial, right? I had to pay my respects to Rook.
Thanks. It means the world to me. I know life takes us all over the place, but to be together just one last time. If they're watching, they'd be happy.
Oh, I'm watching. I'm watching you all. And there's a smile on my face, I'll tell you that much. Everything I've been building up to this moment. Not everyone was here, but they were together in heart. Anxiety intensified, and their debut loomed ahead. There was more on the line for them than anyone knew.
Des, I don't know about this. This must be what they call stage fright. Any chance you can handle it on your own?
No way. If you run, I'm coming too. Well, we've gone too far to back out now. They don't deserve an empty stage. Remember what we're doing here tonight. A performance for all of Tokyo. A memorial for the Midnight Deaths.
And the launch of your career as well. There's way more pressure on you.
Thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
Anyway, are you all prepared? I'm still worried about my piano work. There's a few tricky chords in there.
I'm worried about singing in general. I've only ever provided backup vocals. They expect me to lead our duet tonight.
You have a beautiful voice, Shark. It's time we both step in the spotlight. Just do it like we rehearsed. It was great.
Thanks. You think I could have a good singing voice with this voice? Thanks, Singe. Wait, Des, you're a very good friend.
Outside, the crowd buzzes in anticipation. They've waited a long time for this day. Of course, it wasn't the concert they expect, but they gained joy from its newfound purpose. This joy made its way to Shock and Daz. The anxiety within them slowly withered away. It was time to be proud and honor the fallen. Tonight, they were the heralds of Tokyo's morning. Aw, that's so nice. They stepped out, and the audience remained silent. They didn't applaud out of respect for them. It was a somber moment, a moment of quiet remembrance. One less area for those lost souls to sway to. Hell yeah. After the memorial concert, they made it big time. They traveled for years, entertaining the whole world. Shock took up philanthropic work when he had spare time. Daz, however, always poured her heart into performing. In the end, she easily surpassed Clay's popularity, but she never forgot the man who gave her this chance. Fukimoto reporting turned many heads overseas. He was recognized for his coverage of Tokyo's crisis. An international corporation handed him a job offer. Leaving Tokyo, he moved to America to pursue his dream. He became a reporter known for his honor and integrity. Never again would he resort to tabloid journalism. Singe managed idols for the rest of his days. He loved his work and devoted his life to it, all while becoming a father to the young Inumi. Aww! But as he grew old, he needed to plan the future. He ended up teaching his son how the business worked. When old age took him, Inumi was given full control. His days were spent honoring the legacy his father left. Oh, isn't that sweet? Keela donated the money from his check to science. He was devoted to finding the cure of several illnesses. It was a great springboard for the rest of his life. He ended up becoming the chairman of many foundations. Jade went back to the field of education. She taught others and published many papers. By the end of her lifetime, she was very well known. Her contributions to the field would be cherished. Oh. Shock and Daz left behind many chart-topping hits. Rather than fighting over the spotlight, they did duets. They were true stars, loved by the people, and interacting with the fans was their greatest passion. But their career came to an end with their old age. Settling down together, they focused on Shock's work. Together they founded several popular charities. Their lives were henceforth devoted to giving. Aww. See, I honestly think now this is actually the true ending, because even though the people that died didn't live the life they deserved, because they died without purpose, the people who lived for them are happy. And that warms my heart. So, I think this is actually the true ending. I think. I'll check to make sure. I don't know how I saw all this, to be honest. As far as I knew, I was supposed to be dead. But I smiled as I saw the future I left behind. It seemed that in the end, everyone was happy. Well, that's it. Man, I actually enjoyed this. I really did enjoy this. This was a stunning choose-your-own-adventure visual novel. A furry visual novel at that. Fine, I'll admit it, I'm a bit of a furry. Don't, shut up. Shut up, okay? You speak of this to no one. If you're at the very end of this video, for one, thank you for being here. And two, you speak of what I just said to no one, okay? We good? We're good. So, I'll see if this is the true ending or not. I'll check, and I'll let you know based on text. So, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'll see if anything's after the end credits, but if not, hasta la vista, baby. Finn. What a good game. There actually was something at the end. Okay, Max sits alone in the courtyard of her prison. She instills a scene of fear in the other inmates. Avoiding her, they call her insane and unstable. But after what happened, she knows the truth.
They're right to be scared. They all know what I'm capable of. Rising up the food chain will be easy.
She lifts the weights, grunting as she pushes her limits. With each rep, unpleasant memories return to her. her loss to Akron and Singe, and her murder spree, she finds strength in this, but can't tell why.
8, 9. What?
She drops her weight to the side, panting heavily, but not because her set has reached its end. Instead, she drops it in a state of shock. She feels a familiar sensation, embraces herself. Oh. Oh. I'm guessing Acheron went to her? I guess? Because he said he wanted to end her reign of terror. So I'm guessing he went to her? Okay, well, hasta la vista, baby? Yes? Bye.